Hello everyone, it's Crystal. I hope everyone is doing well on this Sunday afternoon. Today is Sunday, January 10th, 2021. I hope everyone's getting enough rest, enough hydration, and just enough care of your mental well-being. It's been a taxing month already, a taxing year already. So I hope this is a time of relaxation, a time to learn some new techniques, work your creativity, and just have a little bit of fun. So I have a few announcements. Today we're going to work on the Kangaroo and Friends bundle, the stamps and the dies. But since it's the 10th, today is the last day to sign up for the January 2021 paper pumpkin. And if you are interested in the add-on, you can order those. I don't actually know if supplies, if there are still supplies, because it's while supplies last. And the add-on started January 1st. I know I bought my add-ons on the 1st because I know that they run out quickly. But the little love boxes coordinate with the paper pumpkin kit. And you must be a paper pumpkin subscriber to buy the add-on. But if you are a paper pumpkin subscriber, you can check for the little love boxes. The item number is 156842. The add-on costs $8 for each one. And each add-on kit includes 20 printed mini boxes. These are the mini boxes. These look like polka dots. And 24 decorative die cuts and labels. It coordinates with the Sending Hearts paper pumpkin kit that I mentioned, and they began selling on January 1st. And if you have the January to June 2021 mini catalog, you have seen that there's a suite called Snail Mail, and these snails here coordinate with the snails in that Snail Mail suite. So everything works together. Our next announcement is the card making workshop. I've been teasing for a while. Save the date. Well, now that the catalog is live, the January to June 2021 mini catalog is live and available for customers. You can order the kit. The kit is called Hello Dear Friend. There are enough supplies to make 12 cards. It's an all-inclusive kit. It comes with the stamps, it comes with the stamping block, it even comes with a small ink spot like the paper pumpkins do. The card making workshop will happen on Friday, January 29th, 2021. It will start at 6 o'clock and run till 7:30 Eastern time, and it will be held via Zoom. If you go to my website, interwovencreationsbycrystal.com, and in the search box, if you type in "Hello Dear Friend" in the search box, you'll see the page with all the information about the workshop there. And I've gotten a lot of questions about joining Stampin' Up during celebration. I would be honored if you wanted to join my team. My team is called Crystal's Phenomenal Stampers. The starter kit is $99, and you get to select $125 worth of Stampin' Up products for your kit. And that will be from the annual catalog and the January to June 2021 mini catalog. You can pick whatever you want for your starter kit. You get, in addition to your starter kit, you would get some catalogs just in case you wanted to hold some workshops. You would get the annual catalog. You would get the current mini catalog, and you would get a retired paper pumpkin kit. I don't know what month you would get, but you get those three things in addition to your starter kit. That's generally. But when you sign up during celebration, there's also 5 packs of paper. It's in the mini catalog with the bonuses. 5 packs of paper, 40 sheets of designer series paper in each pack, so that's 200 sheets of paper. I did a video about what that paper looks like, but that is also a great bonus because that's 5 packs of paper. That's paper worth $57.50. So in addition to your starter kit, you would get the catalogs, annual catalog, mini catalog, retired paper pumpkin, and you would get this bonus paper. And if you like pretty paper, that is a great deal. So if you are interested, contact me if you have questions. If you're ready to just sign up, you can visit interwovencreations.crystal.com/join my team. I have a page on my website that describes everything I just said. It doesn't talk about the bonus paper. I have a video for that. I will link the video so that you can see that pretty paper. So let's get started with our cards. So as I mentioned, we're doing the Kangaroo Company Bundle. It's a stamp set. Stamp set has 20 stamps. Hopping by just to say hi, thanks a bunch, hello, just a note, hello baby, happy for you, it's your day, love you much, just for you, an envelope with a heart on the back, some presents, here's a butterfly, here's a heart, here's a group of hearts, here are some flowers, we have some blades of grass, and we have the mama kangaroo, we have a younger kangaroo, and then we have the baby kangaroo. And if you have the die set, this baby kangaroo will fit in this pouch because the die for the mama kangaroo cuts out a slit here, so you can slide this kangaroo into that pouch. And then you have a party hat. So those are the 20 stamps, and these are the dies. These are the stamps, the actual size of the stamps. And there are 11 dies for this set. This is the mama kangaroo. This is the baby that fits in the pouch. This is the younger kangaroo, and this is for the presents, the heart, the party hat. This is for you want to die cut the envelope that has the heart on it, the flowers and the hearts. So these dies go with, and if you have the stamp set and you want to order the dies, Kangaroo dies, item number 154334. So that is what we're working with today. So this is our first card. I'm decorating envelopes again because I found out that the basic white is replacing Whisper White. The paper mill that sells Whisper White went out of business, so basic white is replacing Whisper White, and basic white is now available, so I can start using my current supply of Whisper White envelopes again. I wanted to wait to make sure I didn't run out. So this is our first card. This is Melon Mambo, the cardstock. 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. This is Balmy Blue, the cardstock. I ran it through the Tasteful Textile 3D embossing folder. Here's the folder's 3D because it's thick, and I have it taped shut because just to make sure it stays closed. But there's a thick 3D embossing folder, Tasteful Textile. I used the Balmy Blue to give the impression of sky. And then Hello Baby, which is in the stamp set. And I used my my punch, 1 3/8 inch scallop circle punch to just punch that out. I stamped the 3 kangaroos. I colored them with my blends, and I'll show you good techniques to get good color for coloring on Whisper White cardstock. And the mama and the baby that's in the pouch is on dimensionals, and this kangaroo is just adhered down directly to the balmy blue layer. So hello baby, and inside this is just for you, with the hearts also stamped in Melon Mambo, so you have plenty of space to write a personalized message for the family and the new baby. So that is our first card. An envelope here, this is Melon Mambo, and I stamped the flap and my lower left. So when for both cards, I stamped and colored a lot of kangaroos so that I can have choices. So here are our pieces. Another envelope ready to use. Inside of the card, just for you, and the hearts, Melon Mambo. This is the Tasteful Textile 3D embossing folder, and I actually use, I don't know if it's a subtle difference, but I actually use the deboss side for this card. This is the emboss side. You can see that the print is raised, but for this project I use the deboss side so that the print is inside the paper. I like that look better. And then we have the mama that I colored and die cut. I got the baby colored and die cut. I use crumb cake Stampin' Blends. Crumb cake is the Stampin' Blends come in light and dark, which I'll show you later. And here's the older sibling right there. And then I have some extras. So I always start on the inside and just use my tape gun, add some adhesive all 4 sides and one of the diagonals just to make sure it stays well. Just for you. So that is the inside done. And then we have I'm going to use this side. It's going to be the side that shows. So this is cardstock. This is an embossed piece of cardstock. So I do all 4 sides, and I do both diagonals, just so the adhesive gets into all the nooks and crannies, and that the layer is not in danger of coming away from the card base. Put this layer on. This layer is balmy blue. It's 4 by 5 1/4, and then I ran it through my embossing machine. Just make sure I press firmly. And then I started with the mama and the baby. I put the baby into the pouch. You see there's a slit right there. That's from the die, cutting it with the die cutting machine. Slide him in like that. And then I used dimensionals. I had a sheet that was towards the end, like even though all the little hexagons are gone, I don't throw this away because I just cut this down to size and I use this entire perimeter. Just measure it and cut it there, and then cut it there. Nothing goes to waste. It's a little bit too long. Just chop that off. And then I use some hexagons in the other places, like this one, just to make sure the baby stays in there good. And then in the back. And then a mini dimensional for the tail. And then we're ready to put the mama down. So let me know if you have any questions about the Kangaroo and Company Bundle, whether it's for the stamp set or the dies. If you have any questions about the JJ21 catalog, celebration items. Celebration items are free. You don't have to pay for them. When you order $50 or $100 from the annual catalog or the JJ21 catalog, you can earn free celebration items. And I like free stuff, especially craft stuff. So celebrations has started. It runs until February 28th. And you can earn as much free stuff as you like. Here's the older sibling, looking at the baby and the mama, and then put this Hello Baby sentiment on dimensionals as well. And for the first one, I put it on a little angle just to, so it's just not perfectly straight. And that is our card. Quick, colorful, and if you do the stamping and die cutting, you do a lot of them at once to have some left over. You can crank out a lot of these at once. So that is our first card. Hello Baby. The coloring takes the longest of all the steps, but coloring can be therapeutic. So that is our first card. And then we have our second card. Second card with the envelope. The envelope, I just stamped hello. Hello and hello. And this is Pacific Point cardstock, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. This layer is Whisper White. It's 4 by 5 1/4. And I use the brick and mortar 3D embossing folder to give the brick look for this layer. Just a Note is in Pacific Point ink. Once again, I use the 1 3/8 circle scallop circle punch to punch out that sentiment. And then I played around with the kangaroos. I stamped a bunch of kangaroos on a cardstock. I colored them different colors. This is the crumb cake from the same color as the first cardstock. This is Smoky Slate, and this is Gray Granite. So they're slightly different. One to give some interest to the card. And all three of them and the sentiment are up on dimensionals. Hopping by just to say hi, that's in Pacific Point ink. And here's Kangaroo also, and this one is in Crumb Cake. I colored that one as well. So let's get our pieces together. Same envelope. This is our card base. This is the inside, already stamped and ready. Had a little, I forgot which orientation I was doing the first time, so I had to flip it over. This is our layer, all embossed, ready to adhere. And we have our sentiment right there, and then we have a bunch of choices for the 3 kangaroos we want to use. So I'll start with our inside. This is Whisper White cardstock, 4 by 5 1/4, all 4 sides and diagonal. Quick. If you like coloring, there are a lot of stamp sets in the JJ21 catalog where you can color in the images. If you have the Stampin' blends, you get a nice rich colored image. So we'll flip to the front, put our embossed layer on. Cardstock. Just make sure you burnish it well. Sometimes when you put cardstock through the embossing folders, the cardstock will not lay flat. So if you put the adhesive on all 4 sides and then you do the X for the 2 diagonals, you should not have a problem. So we'll do our sentiment first, that's the quickest. Just a note, 2 dimensionals. And then we have a lot of choices for, this is from the first card. Have a lot of choices for the 3. So that's gray granite, that's smoky slate, that's crumb cake. I would like to do 1 of each just to make it look. I'll probably put them in a different order. So I'll probably do crumb cake first. Then no, I like crumb cake. I do smoky slate first, then crumb cake, and then gray granite first, crumb cake, smoky slate. There we go. So I'll put all of these together. I'll put them in my Ziploc bag when I'm done. We'll do smoky slate, just 2 dimensionals, 1 on the top, 1 on the bottom. I like the brick background. It gave me the image of, you know, brick wall. Even though you don't see kangaroos in urban areas, I guess generally you don't. But I wanted that little bit of whimsy for the card. Try to line this one up. This is crumb cake, and then smoky slate. And that is our card. And I put the just a note up in this area, this corner of the card, because they're looking that way. So just to make it appear like they're looking at the note. So that is our second card. Take my bone folder. And burnish it. My crease. And that's our second card. So I stamped these images out so I can show you a good technique for coloring with the Stampin' Blends. So Stampin' Blends come at a set of 2, a light and a dark. I use Petal Pink also for the Kangaroo. I use Crumb Cake, light and dark Crumb Cake, light and dark Great Granite, and light and dark Smoky Slate. And for each Stampin' Blend, there's a nib tip and then there's a brush tip. I use the nib tip because it gave me better control for coloring. I mean, the brush tip is good if you have a large area and you don't need to be absolutely perfect. And for the Petal Pink, I use the dark Petal Pink. Here's the name. I use the dark Petal Pink for the little noses, and then I use the light Petal Pink for the body. So I'm going to just color one of the mamas in the Crumb Cake, the light and the dark Crumb Cake, so you can see how I did it. So at first I started with the dark, and I used the nib in, and I would just come around and just focus on the lines, the outlines. And some people cut first, do the die cutting first and then color, but I like to be able to have this large piece of paper, because if I do make a mistake, I have a color lifter. This is, if you make a mistake, you color outside of the lines, you can take, once the blend dries, you can take this color lifter and just lift off your mistake. And I stamped the kangaroos with Memento Tuxedo Black ink. Yeah, this is an alcohol marker, so this marker won't run once you, this marker won't cause the Memento Black ink to run. So I started with that. I did the ear, and then I took the light Crumb Cake, same nib tip, and I would color in a circular motion. And I would pick up some of that dark just to blend it in so that it's not such a harsh line. And when the alcohol blends dry, they actually dry lighter than what you see here. So you may want to go back and add a second layer. And because it's alcohol markers, they dry pretty quickly. And this is therapeutic. When I was preparing for these projects, I put on a little music and just colored all of my little kangaroos. And then I did all of my die cutting. And then I designed my cards. When I start a project, sometimes I don't know what the end product is going to look like. But I knew that I would be doing coloring and die cutting. As you see, as I add more to this layer, it's a lot lighter than this. So you can keep going back and adding different layers, getting your color, seeing what coloring you want, what kind of shading you want to have, depending on what look you're going for. So circular motions are good. Then like the brush tip, this kangaroo was going to be all one color instead of having this body a different color, I would probably use the brush tip. But I needed more control over the coloring. All right, so that part is done. So that's the dark crumb cake and the light crumb cake. I took dark petal pink for the nose, same nib end. So this is the tip, just to let you see. Then color in a circle. And then for the tummy and the ears, I did the light petal pink. So did the outline, and then I colored it in a circular motion. So that way, each kangaroo would look different, even if you use all the same colors. Your coloring technique, like I'm going to add a little bit of dark, just right here. And I'll come back with some light and just blend that in a little bit more. So she can be as dark or as light as you want her to be. Just do the feet a little bit more. There you have it. So however many kangaroos or however many images you need to color for your project, I usually start with the dark around the edges and then fill it in, circular motions with the light color, picking up some of the dark to blend it. And that's my technique for coloring with the Stampin' blends. And if you make a mistake, you wait, like I did come out of the line right there. For the tail, I would wait till it's completely dry. I would take this end of the color lifter, here's the end, and then I would just pick it up and you would not see my mistake. So those are our cards. That's our technique. This is our first card. This is our second card. So if you have any questions about any of the announcements I made today, if you are interested in buying any of the items I used today, I would appreciate it if you went to Stampin' Up and you used my host code. Everyone who shops with me and uses the host code will be entered into my monthly drawing for a prize. It's a new catalog, so I have a lot of good prizes for January. Let me know if you have any questions. Next Sunday, January 17th, I will not have a Sunday Funday event. So I will see you all again on January 24th. Feel free to contact me in the interim if you have any questions about anything dealing with Stampin' Up. Yesterday I did a tour of my sewing and crafting room, my creative space. If you have any questions about anything you saw in that video, feel free to contact me. Have a wonderful afternoon and happy crafting.